All right. Good morning, guys. We're going to talk about the game night GT we went to this past weekend. I know I'm recording this a little late. It's Friday, but between some work craziness, the balanced data sheet, and then a practice TTS game we got in, just been super busy. I haven't been able to get to it. So I'm not going to hold you guys in suspense. We're going to talk about what we did, how it went down, and where I think we can improve on. And we're going to try something a little different in the format here with how we present the pictures and whatnot. And then one example of the old way, just to see what other people think and whatnot. And then we'll just try to get better every time that we go forward. So um, let's talk about the army list real fast. Again, just a quick reminder of what we took. So it was a Hearthband, right? So we had our call with Bash and Shield. We had Uthar. We had Echamp with Iron Skin and a hammer. We had 10 warriors, 2 Sagittars with laser guns, the Capricus, the Jaegers to be split, 6 Grav Thunderkin, 2x3 Grav Thunderkin, an Earthshaker unit, 10 Hearthguard Plasma Fists, 2x5 Hearthguard Plasma Fists, the Rail Hecaton, and then our 1 unit of bikes. And the list has been very consistent until game 5, and we'll kind of go through that. But it has done what I've asked it to do on that. So without further ado, here we go. So we'll talk about. We did get third place. Um, again, we had 5 really good opponents. We had 5 excellent games, and I didn't really have any issues with what's going on with how everything went down. Um, Game 5 we'll talk about when we get there. Unfortunately, you'll see when I lose some pictures. I lost a bunch of pictures. My iPad decided to update, and I lost a bunch of pictures that I screenshot or whatnot. But we'll see how that goes through here. So let's start at the top, right? We'll go to the first game here. So first game we were playing against Ben and his Death Guard. So he was playing Virulent Victorum, a pretty standard list. There wasn't anything crazy to that. And this was actually a surprisingly tough game. We were -1 toughness, as well as -1 to our saves, and that proved quite challenging for the first term of the game, or the first game here. This was played on. Let me look at my. This was just taken hold. Yeah, on layout 1. Yeah. So this is actually after turn 1 movement here. Um, we're a little spread out. We're a little wide. We're in this pocket for actually I can draw it. We're in this little pocket right here. It's just a good staging spot. That's Uthar and company, and we got the Sagittar up top here. Kind of mess with this objective. He's got some pox down here on this objective or whatnot, and some other things. Yeah, but this game came down to the wire. We ended up going, if I'm not mistaken, we went first here. Yeah, so we gotta expose things first. Luckily, he can't trade as well as we can, with all the nerfs and whatnot over the course of the edition. How this list has gone up. Let's see if this is gonna work here. Just transition here. Um, and this is a picture about the end of turn. This is turn 5, so I brought the bikes in over there. So this is about all I have left on the board. There is a unit of Earthshaker still on my home. Back here you can't see. We have this Hecaton that's just barely alive, that's able to get onto this objective here. Just get the +1 to hit to think he murders one thing or whatnot. Then I have these bikes over here to try to keep harassing this thing down. But the whole game, hitting wasn't an issue in this one for our army, but definitely wounding and killing full units just became a bear and a slog. And Ben was just fantastic. His when his bloat drones went off, good lord, it was D6 +2, I think it was, and my man was got the 5 and the 6 shots, and it was punishing, right? We lost a lot of units that we probably shouldn't have had here, and it was a great way to start the event, just to hit the ground running and play a phenomenal opponent. and then we'll kind of talk about it through here. So it ended up being a 74-64 victory in that regard. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't, we just kind of had some, just 5 extra points on primary and then a few more secondary points. But Ben was really great, first time being up there at the game night event and the local scene. I played in Evansville before, but at a different venue, or in Indiana, correction, up in Evansville, and they've definitely a different crowd. So cool. But yeah, that was game one. And again, my memory is a little foggy at this point, trying to recall these games from that far past. But so we go into that, and then we went into game two. So game two, we're playing against John, leader of the Cobras. Um, friend of the channel. He's playing guard. This was on Scorched Earth. We also went first on this one. So yeah. So anyways, this game is really fun. So the cool thing is we were in like a back room on this. I think there was table 11, so we kind of had like a good vibe, kind of chill. It was nice and cool in there. We could close the door. We didn't have to yell and shout at each other, which was awesome. But kind of my standard deployment here. Again, we kind of move up. We get some people on the points or whatnot. We're kind of in it. We're in a good way here. And John's gonna make a fatal mistake because when he decides to go, oh yeah, we indirect these. This is after turn one, so like we indirected some Catachans that were right here, left two alive. Wasn't a big deal. But my man John's gonna pull up with sabotage on turn one, and he puts Gaunt's Ghost in this terrain right here. And this is really going to be the beginning of the end. Because as you can see with this Sagittar here, we pretty much just in turn two, we're going to drive up here. I'm going to get some warriors out. And then we're just going to shoot the Ever-Levin bejesus out of Gaunt's Ghost. I think killed him all the way down to just Gaunt himself. And then we end up charging him with the warriors. The warriors came out and they walked out. And then we got the Sagittar came up. Charged him with the warriors in the Sagittar. We killed it. And yeah, we're gonna create a bunch of traffic jam problems for Mr. John. So in turn two, he's gonna bring these tanks up you saw in this kind of conga line area here. We're actually gonna deep strike our Terminators here, and we're gonna make this charge into this Chimera he had down there to kill that. And now here it is. It's this is turn three when this is the go turn. We're just gonna obliterate everything. Essentially, what happens. And we bring the Terminators down here. We're threatening home. These are the Kazarkin that came out of the popped Chimera. Here's Creed's unit here off the objective. Yeah, it's sticky, but when we charge in here, we're gonna fight this way majority, and I'm gonna take this as home objective. We drop our 10-man Terminator squad. They come up here just to obliterate all of this. We have our Thunderkin that step up and they pop they pop another Leland Russ Vanquisher that was sitting up here. I mean, it's just, we've got them pressed in, and this is what Votan wants to do, right? Votan wants to get their backs against the wall, essentially, so nothing's coming in behind them, and then they just want to slowly press up as like an unstoppable force kind of thing. In my opinion, right? It's kind of like, because we're slow, that's how we want to go. We got some speed with the bikes. They come up and down. But yeah, this we're gonna make a few crucial charges here. We're gonna and we're just gonna pin John back in his zone. And it's quite funny. You see him sitting here, like we're having a good game, but one or two early mistakes. I'm not going to say he was defeated, don't get me wrong, because if you ever met John, he's this bouncy, jumpy, super happy person, but I think you can see here, he's got those hands folded, kind of, he knows it's not going to be a good game here for the rest of the way. And with him losing pieces and whatnot, and as we transition into fortified takeover, and now we're -1 to wound, it just, it was a devastating game. So it ended up being 98-27. There wasn't a whole lot to really kind of take from this game. AP4 plasma from the Hearthguard goes really far into guard tanks with lethals, you know, even when you're fighting. So it's yeah, it kind of went like that. Again, really chill, nice game. I believe he wants to get on the channel. He wants to play his friend Christian. He's about to move out of the area, and he's about to move too. So I'll be looking for that game soon on there. And yeah, there's not much into that guy here. Cool. This is EC matchup. This is a good game. So in this game, we're gonna play against Kyle, and he's bringing Emperor Children. He's got 2 Demon Princes. And this is one of the photos. Again, I only took one photo of this. I either only took one photo of this game, or I lost some photos when my iPad updated. I'm not really sure. This is also game 3 of day 1, and you know, we had gotten up at 5 and driven up there, so you know, maybe I could just made that mistake. But we're gonna play Purge the Foe, and let's see. We also had to go first on this match too, which as a Votan player, traditionally I like to go second, but you know, with the deep strike option, react to my opponent versus have my opponent react to me. I think I'm a better going second player, in my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, here we go. He's gonna make turn 1. He's coming out, pledges one thing. And so, and again, this picture's in turn 3, but if you could imagine I have a unit of Jaegers that are always going to sit right here, and you can see part of them there. I'm going to have a unit of Jaegers that's going to be chilling right here. Then I had my Capricus Carrier over here. And my Capricus Carrier was already within 3 inches of these guys. He's going to send one of his Demon Princes. Oh, no, that's not right. Infractors or something. It was some type of 5-man unit because I didn't get a kill on turn 1. I did some damage. There wasn't a whole lot to shoot at, and so I didn't kill anything. And so he's gonna bring, I think it's infractors, and they're gonna come up. They're gonna charge. Well, they're gonna end within 9 of my Capricus homies. So I'm gonna put them inside the Capricus. So that worked out really good for us. He's gonna charge the Capricus. He's gonna leave it on 1 wound. And of course, in traditional fashion, at this point in round 1, I have Uthar sitting right here in this pocket, and so I heroic Uthar's unit in, and I'm going to kill the units that he brought in there. So 1, he didn't get his pledge, which was 1. 2, I got a kill, he didn't, so there's already 4 points. And 3, he actually ends up taking 3 mortal wounds on his Demon Prince, which was chilling back in this area over here. So it wasn't a good start from there, and it kind of digresses from there. So we're gonna end up moving up. You know, we firmly have this objective. I get some Jaegers out here, and I actually get the Thunderkin out when I don't have to, and they're actually gonna hold this objective because I'm gonna reactive move these Jaegers back into the Hecaton, and we do that as well. And so that causes a bit of frustration for Mr. Kyle. And then when we start just bringing down in our Terminators, and they're just the AP4, he's not getting a save on a lot of his on his Noise Marines, on his everything. It's just punishing. It really is punishing. And here is the turn 4, I think. Yeah, it was the start of turn 4. We decided to call it, and there wasn't anything to do. The Land Raider had some Noise Marines in it. Had Lord Cacophonous, I believe is what's called, and he realized, he's like, well, if I put them out on the other side of this wall, I'm just going to get Overwatched into oblivion with lethals AP4. It's just going to pick him up. So right there, we kind of decided to call the game a little early there. We talked it out, you know, ended up being 100-49. Like I said, great game. So one of the things we kind of discussed, I know I went over my entire army during the pregame of it, and one of the things him and I kept discussing is every time before I moved something or before I shot something, I kept asking him, hey, you know, what's in here? What's in this? Right? Because I don't know I don't know EC that well, right? I don't know the armies that well, so I was constantly asking, "Hey, is there a fight first here? Hey, what happens over here if I do this or that?" And so I had a good knowledge as I kept playing, and I probably asked the same question 2 or 3 times because it's game three, getting a little tired. And at the end of the game, I don't know. You remember he mentioned, "Man, I wish I known that these were AP4 or whatever." And we kind of had that discussion. So I definitely think that is I reiterated I get extra AP on my Terminators. I get, if you're the close eligible, I get I the reroll ones and all this stuff. So just a good reminder to always ask your opponent, what can you do, what's going on. If you don't know, if you already know because you play every army in the game, cool. Like, cool, this thing, your Hecaton moves 10, 30 inches. If I'm here, you're never going to see me. Just agree on your point because you play the game together, right? You don't play it by yourself. Yeah, so that was game three. That went it went quite well. And then a fun little fact: we went to the hotel we went to. Didn't have a hostess initially to check in. Went to this Mexican restaurant, so we ate some pretty good restaurant Mexican inside the hotel there. But then there was still no hostess in the hotel. Um, and if you know, I'm kind of a doer. So I kind of hopped the counter of the hotel and attempted to check me and my roommate in. I got all the way to the part where I was supposed to figure out how to get the card in there. Couldn't really figure it out. Honestly, I was probably a one large frozen, 24-ounce margarita in at that point. So luckily the hostess came back after about 20 minutes of me messing with his computer. We got checked in, and we spent the night in one of the probably the shadiest, not so good hotels in Jasper, Indiana, but it was cheap. So yeah, fun little sidebar there. Cool. So game four. Game four. This is against Scintillating Legion in Demons, and we played against. This was Jacob. Cool. So this is actually the start of turn one, and by golly, we got to go second, which was exciting on here. So big thing here when you play against demons, big demons, right? They have to, if you kill a trash unit or two, they have to respond with big stuff. So if you keep a lot of your small scoring trash safe, they have to commit 200 and well now it's 200 what 80 points or 85 points for the big chickens. Um, and that's kind of what we did. So yeah, Jacob's gonna come out. He's gonna move some stuff. He's gonna move. He's gonna go on his natural expansion. This unit here's the pinks and the blues and the brimstones, and it's got a leader guy in it. It's quite frustrating uh, to deal with as he popped in there. And I'll be honest with you, I barely put any shots into it. I didn't. Oh, we're playing. I'm sorry, we're playing a linchpin here on layout three. So yeah. So anyways, it's this brick is just I'm not gonna deal with it because I don't want to. It's a waste of time and shots. It's gonna be in there. We got our Capricus homie here. We got a unit of Thunderkin down in here. Terminators, or not Terminators, excuse me. Hecaton with the 6 Thunderkin there. The 3-man's there. Laser gun stuff, bikes, all this stuff. Everything else is in deep strike. This game, we decided to put all of our Terminators in the deep strikes. Okay. Yeah. So we'll go on here. This is around turn three-ish. So you might be interesting because he's got Scarbrand back here, right? Like, man, why is his greater demon that he had in deep strike way back here? Well, on turn two, we rapid ingress our E-champ and 5 Terminators back here. And the only thing my man had on his home was 3 flamers. That was right here. So in this picture, which is now turn 3, we are on his home. We took it turn 3 for linchpin. I want to say that's what it was. Yeah. So we took it in turn 2 because the E-champ gets the +1 on charge. So we charge into this thing. We take the objective away. There's a flamer alive on 1. Doesn't matter at that point. So he had to bring Scarbrand down over here and with a rapid ingress and then try to deal with this. and it did not deal with that even on his turn. That E-champ with 7 wounds just kept living throughout the game. He did have the burning chariot guy. It was on this part of the objective. It wasn't on the objective. It was right here. We were able to 6-inch deep strike Uthar and company here. So we pick up this burning chariot. You know, we have the Satyr Sharp here. There's warriors that are strung out here. Obviously, the indirect is whatever because it barely shot, mostly because of the loan up of Bellicor and everything. He did Puppet Master and he took 6 wounds off the Hecaton, which was fine because when it was sitting down here, so he kind of moved it over here. This Cabricus carries on like 1 wound again. We have this, and so what ends up happening here in turn 4 or turn 3, he's really got to go for it. So this is where all the birds are going to come out. They're going to come and play. We're going to drop our 10-man Terminators up here with our call. And then we proceed to pick up a Lord of Change that comes over here. We kill Kairos up here, and then we kill Bellicor here in a combination of shooting and fighting. So when you pick up 3 birds in 1 turn, that really is the game. We started to talk it out. Scarbrand floats around back here, but he can't. All he can really do is hold his home. I'm like, I don't even think I kill it anymore. I don't think I care. And yeah, we end up with an 89-62. Pretty good game as well. He did have it. He plays on a team, and I'll be honest with you, Jacob, I can't remember your team name off the top of my head. But you know, he had this as a red matchup on his team matrix. I had this as about a 15-5 is kind of what we talked about towards the end of the game, and then you know, this is what it was. So I think he's in a much better shape if I go first. But with him having to go first, having to put his pieces on the board down where I can interact with them and then fight them and kind of dictate what I need to commit to. That's kind of how it was. And yeah, all right. So we're going to talk about this game 5. And game 5, I'm not ashamed to admit I got my ass beat, and not for lack of trying, okay? But let's go to, let me pick the right one. I didn't take any photos of this, and I also my scoring app kind of walked off, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But let's talk about cool here. So let's do this real fast because this is here. This would be the old style, how we kind of talked and did before. I like the old style, I think, more, but I wanted to try something different. And of course, I don't have any pictures, so we're just going to we're going to talk this out. Okay, so this is layout 3, terraforming, sweeping engagement. Okay, and I'm playing against Dark Angels. I'm playing against Philip French's Dark Angel. You know, good dude. Not leader, but he might be the leader. I don't know. But anyways, team captain for the rules lawyers out there in Paducah, right? And he's just been on he was at an absolute terror at this event. Him and I were the last of the undefeateds going into round 5. All right. His Dark Angel list. We're gonna go to it because it was something, right? So let's click on it. We'll view the list here. Just a cool reminder of what it was, what was going on. Okay, so we'll go here. Yep, that's the one. Okay, all right. We're back to this. So it's the Company of Hunters, right? So this, and like I said, I told Philip, this is the first time I'm playing against this. So it allows them to advance and shoot, and then Raving Wing units get advance and charge. It doesn't sound super good, but it was, and it was. Well, anyway, we'll kind of talk about it. So we got a chaplain on bike. He's got the lieutenant with combi weapon, very good. The Raving Wing command squads, super good. They can revive people. They also have a banner that's giving them extra OC. The intercessor squad screened out his home. Here's his outrider squads there. Yeah, he's got the incursor squad, the double invader ATV, these plasma landspeeder vengeances, and then a unit of Blackwing Knights, or Raven Black Knights, excuse me. He hit the Dark Shard for the stealth order, aura, scout squad, the hammer strike, thunder strike, and cowled assassin. Okay, so for those of you who haven't played against this, like me, it was kind of a rude awakening, and understanding how it's built around. I was going to be able to pick up one, really one, two things at a time is good. So a couple things really went in Philip's favor here. One, he got to go first. And then the majority of his army does scout and get in, not the majority of his army, that's the wrong thing. He did have one big unit that kind of scouted. He had a ton of infiltrate. So, and I did make a misplay when it came to my deployment, and we'll talk about that as well, okay? Because I didn't understand, I didn't respect the speed, okay? So my misplay is misplays, multiple, are what's going to cost me this game, all right? So he puts Scoutess, he infiltrates her up here. There's a combi with lieutenant with combi weapon. He's up here. He's got his incursor squads, kind of. I guess they're deployed here because they run them up. Yeah. He's got a unit of the bikes over here. The vengeances are back here. The dark shroud thing is over here. Intercessors to do this thing. He's got it's either the hammer strike or thunder strike is here, and then he's got another one that of the opposites over here, and another unit of bikes, and he's got the black knights in reserve. Okay, that's what's going on. All right, my deployment, it wasn't as good, so I'm gonna put my my Jaegers up here, and what I should have done is I should have put my Jaegers here, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put my Jaegers over here. In thing, I'm gonna have my bikes are chilling back over here, but they're kind of off here. I have a Sagittarius in line right here. We have my indirect Earthshakers here. The Capricus carrier is right here because I can scout it. Again, here's the misplay with our scouts. We'll get to that. The Hecaton's going to chill right back in this pocket here. There's a Sagittarius that's right here. I put 2 units of 3 Thunderkin in this building. Again, misplay on deployment. And then I had all my Terminators in Deep Strike. So what I was hoping for was that I would go first. Okay? That didn't happen. So let's we'll fix deployment first, right? So 1 unit of Thunderkin, perfect in here. This should have been either the E-Champ squad and Terminators, which he can reroll advances on turn 1 and +1 charge. So this would have been really good, especially because now that I understand how this army works, he's going to come at me, right? He's going to come at me really hard. He wants the pressure. He's going to try to hold the whole thing. So this is either Uthar's unit in Terminators, which gives a nice little bubble of the -1, but probably the E-Champ. All right, that's fair. So there's a cool mistake here. When it comes to scouting, I move this Capricus carrier that comes here, and he Baja's back here. And then the bike's kind of shimmied over here so they can be shot. Okay? All right, so turn 1, oh boy gets the roll off. Oh, and we're playing, excuse me, this is on Terraform, okay? Obviously, when you do actions, you want to terraform objectives, all this good jazz, right? So my man's got a lot of he scouts these bikes up here, if I remember correctly. No, the scouting bikes are over here. So the bikes, scouting bikes come down here. He's got the Cowled Assassin to do some terraforming. He's got his lieutenant over here that could do some terraforming. And yeah. So he starts floating around. These bikes come all the way down to here. And he's able to, with all his fun plasma shooting, he does end up picking off one of my Earthshakers, and he puts some. I think he kills a Jaeger. Nothing crazy over there, but on this side, he's able to advance up. The whichever skimmer, flyer, or whatever land speeder is able to do the +1 to wound on in shooting. He hits the Sagittarius. He kills it to the wound with plasma from the bikes. He charges these 5 warriors, and he kills them. So now he has all these bikes kind of like pitter-pattered around this thing. Okay? All right. What a time. What a time to be alive. Okay, so it's not so bad. I'm like, okay, we lived a little bit. We're good to go. We get cleanse and secure no man's land for our objectives. So I'm going to move these fun little Jaegers up. They're going to pop over here. We get a cleanse off here. I bring my Sagittar up here. It allows me to get the warriors out right here. They're going to cleanse there. That's looking really good. We're going to be in a good spot. We move some bikes up over here. The Hecaton slides up slightly, but again, I'm trying to cut this angle off. Okay, so there's no angle here for him to shoot me, even advancing and shooting over here. So this is like pretty good. I'm gonna get my 6th Thunderkin out. Oh, this is what he's got too. He's got a unit of scouts right here. It's gonna be just a brutal. So he's got a unit of 5-man scouts right here, and then yeah, okay, and then actually the scouts are more like they're like dragged across here. See, I had a unit of scouts that were here. They came here. Yeah, they're like trapped like this. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna step 3 Thunderkin through this wall here, and this is to shoot some scouts off. Hecaton's gonna come here. I can see a scout guy that's right there. And then I have 9 Thunderkin that are in a combination of this wall that can see all these bikes. And I have a Hecaton Land Fortress, right? So this should be a good time. So of course I shoot with the 3 Thunderkin first, strip some cover. I do 3 wounds here to a bike. So of course that doesn't kill a bike because the Outriders have 4 wounds each. Okay, no big deal. I'm then going to pour 6 Thunderkin shots into here. And I'm going to pour the entirety of the Hecaton Land Fortress's firepower also into these bikes. And mind you, there's only 6 bikes here, right? So 6 Outriders and the 3 in the command squad, or 4 in the command squad, whatever it is. And I leave the leader of this thing alive on 1. Oh, it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. These Thunderkin shoot the scouts, leave them down to 2. I'm actually going to charge, and I'm going to leave it. The scouts left on 1. There's 1 scout left full health. We shoot over here. I think I kill 1 Outrider bike, nothing crazy. I'm gonna charge. I charge the Sagittar into there, so they're not getting the bonuses, and they're not getting, because I'm trying to create a traffic jam up here. He doesn't get the extra damage or whatnot. I end up charging the Hecaton and I tank shock because I was like, I'm going to kill this unit. Well, what that does, though, again, misplay number 3 at this point, right? What that does is that puts my Hecaton right here in this zone, right? Okay, cool. Oh, and he had rapid ingress his Dark Knight squad over here. Can't see it. So now, Cursor squads move up, shoot on his turn. He's +1 to hit. This little land speeder thing comes down. The bikes come over, and now he's +1 to wound. And he just pours. Obviously he picks up Hecaton. Like there's no 2 ways about it. And then he charges in. Into the 3 Thunderkin over there. It doesn't kill them, actually. It was pretty cool. I think he only killed like 1. I think that's more so the fact that he couldn't get enough to fight in there. So now it's like, okay, cool. We got to bring some boys in. We bring Uthar squad down in over here. The E-Champ squad goes over here. The plasma bikes just take Uthar squad down to just him. We're trying to stop the tide of this. He's able to break free, come into this area down here. My warriors are surviving, which is great. So I'm gonna get auto pass battle shock here to get some points in here. We come across. Copy Lieutenant runs away. It's coward. The bikes come up, try to put some more fire in here. That leaves a hole here. In his turn 3, he brings one of the speeders. He has a CP to pull something in reserve, so he puts a speeder back over here. So now I got plasma. It's killing whatever the hell this thing is. The Earthshakers. Pops the Capricus. So I got some Jaegers down here. I got to use my Echep comes and kills the Thunder or Hammer Strike, whichever one it is there. He'll take this point. We kill the assassin with some bolter fire, like the grenades from the thing, which is really fun. I have to use the Jaegers to come forward and like block this out, so he's just kind of like, he can't get to my home, but then he ends up taking these guys coming down here. We 6-inch deep strike the 10-man to be able to take this objective, pop a plasma speeder, but just barely. Like it, 20 rapid fire plasma shots with lethals and the grenades on there. I barely did the 11 wounds. This thing had a 5-up invuln, um, and that was hot. So then after that, it's kind of like I don't have the pieces on the board, and I'm just so undeveloped um, on here. Uthar does kind of scam him a little bit to stop him from getting assassination for like 2 turns or 3 turns. He finally gets it on not turn 3, not turn 2 or 3, but he gets it on 4. Um, and yeah, and we're just surrounded, and we're too slow to react to where we need to go, especially losing too many pieces early on. So like I said, which is funny is if again, and I'm not gonna take anything away from Philip in this game. There was a chance because there was only 3 undefeated on round 4. If we had played in round 4 to where there's just that 9-inch zone across the middle from us, and there's all this open land on the sides, we would have had a much better time, and a better mission to play against here. Being linchpin, but just terraform, just overwhelmed, and I'll like when you take some losses like that, and then you start doing your first big shots, especially on turn 2. I'm like, oh cool, I'm gonna activate all these Thunderkin, we're gonna kill some stuff, and then you don't, or turn 1, correction. So I recognized it was downhill pretty fast, and then I kind of started laughing and having a good game. So Philip, great game. Congratulations on that win there. And then due to strength of schedule, all that fun stuff, we were at 7.2. McKaylee was at 7.3. He went and got the first place. Our second place, correction. Philip got the first, and good times were had there. So overall, great event. I had a blast. Would go again if they have another one. It's only like a 2 and 45 minute drive up there to go see up there. TO was great. Yeah, we didn't have any really rules questions. The space for the amount of tables they had there was probably at max capacity. So I'm kind of curious. I know they talked about maybe a table or 2 in this hallway area where it was at. I'm not sure how you fit that many people in there, to be honest with you. Yeah, but yeah, we would go again, and it was a good time. Taking the lessons from this, plus a little TTS thing. I'm gonna change my list up for do some testing here, the RTT, to see what we can do going on. Just because we got ATC right around the corner, and adjusting to what my team needs, and kind of like the pitfalls of the list there. It was like I said, good time though. Yeah, congratulations again to Philip. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. I'm going to try to stream there. Got to kind of set it up, see how the room works. Make sure with the new cameras and microphones and all the good jazz, it'll work. And yeah, that's all we got. So appreciate you guys' time, and we look forward to the next one. See you guys later.